of the webinar. They can watch that as well. And if you are watching the recorded section, we just have finished talking about the Restart refreshed application for counties that maybe need to restart and refresh their steering team and the coalition in their counties. And that application is found on the front page of the CSC website. So learnmoreindiana.org/CSC. Okay, so let me see now. Okay, we're getting rid of those questions so I can see the new ones. Good questions, by the way. I always appreciate that. And let's see. Here's one more question. Is there a spreadsheet of everyone's contact information? This is coming from Dustin Bryant in Vigo County, without going to each person's CSC page. Actually, there's not, but I'd be happy to create one. But here's how we want to do that, Dustin. We don't release contact information from anybody to other people without their permission. And get the to send information to a different county. We don't even, on the website, we don't even show that person's email address. You just come into black screen typing a message and then it goes to them. We feel very strongly about confidentiality, that kind of stuff. But here's what we can do. We'll send an email address, we'll send an email to all of the contact people in the alumni counties and ask them for their permission to share their phone number, probably their place of employment, and their email address. And then everyone who says yes, we'll put it into a database and make sure that we share. That's a great idea. And I love those ideas. Thank you so much, Dustin, for suggesting that, because you know more what you need than anyone. So it really helps when you ask us for what you need, because then we can do it. And there's been a lot of great work done, and if we can facilitate county-to-county sharing, I think that would be great. So yes, we'll do that. And then you're going to know that too, and so we'll make sure that it doesn't fall off our plates, that we get it done after the webinar. Okay, that sounds great. Good. Okay, so let's move on. Again, I can't encourage you enough to be involved in Start Refresh initiative. And again, just go back real quickly. If any of these things apply to your county, this would be a really great your county to think about getting involved in. If you have if you need help from us in filling out the application or whatever, just call Debbie as you do. Okay. So one other thing that we wanted to just mention again is the availability of the Speakers Bureau. The Speakers Bureau is growing, not at the rate though that we get to. I think this is a great resource for your member organizations. I just want to make sure that you're getting that word out to your member organizations. So just as a reminder, there are, I think, 9 different topics that we have speakers ready to present to member organizations on. Some of the topics are for adults, planning, and then especially for the school counselors, we have presentations with information all ready to go that are 8th grade level specific. 8th graders, 10th graders, 10th graders, 11th graders, there's one on prospective scholars. These presentations, every slide has with it. I want to do this. Maybe a counselor says, I want to go into my 8th grade classes, but I'd love to have an all-made, presentation with a script on every slide. So I think especially for your counselors in your counties to be able to present these presentations right now as students are beginning to schedule their courses for next year, their classes for next year, this would be a really great time to make sure that one county, all your member organizations know that these exist. So your counselor could say, I want to go in and do the presentation myself, or they could say, I don't really have time to prep for this. I'm just going to ask Learn More to provide a speaker. And they'll fill out the speaker request application, and then it's actually our office. We'll do the match and find a speaker and get it all set up so somebody comes in to do that presentation for them. So this could be for your schools. It could also be for the Boys Club, for clubs. It could be for PTA to do one of the parent presentations. It may be that you sponsor, as a coalition, we're starting many coalitions are sponsoring events for all the youth workers to come. And the first three would be great presentations to do with all the adults who are, guiding kids. So yeah, so just want to, again, make sure that that's on your radar. And here's how to go to either request an application, request a speaker, or submit an application to be a speaker. Again, that would be a service that you could do for free and easy to do, and so really a hope that you have to take off with this. Okay, that we talked about. The Learn More campaigns, just wanted to remind Cash College is happening in January, and I know that a lot of your member organizations are getting involved in this, as are your steering teams. So, yeah, that's another great way to get involved. Learn More magazine, resources, 21st Century Scholars. We're going to talk more about this in a minute, but just want to remind you that your 21st Century Scholars now have the obligation, beginning with the class of 2017, to participate in 12 different activities throughout their high school career in order to be eligible for 21st Century Scholars. So the providers of these activities, different videos, like Paying for College 101, the state will put that up on. Some of these activities will be provided by school counselors, but they can also be provided by your member organization. So today, later, I'm going to talk with you about how to enable your member organizations to be providers of these college success program activities. Okay. So, and then just kind of looking ahead, right now this is live now and it's being used, that there's an activity search tool that kids and parents and counselors can go to find the Scholar Success Program activities in your county. They can go in and say, show me activities that are just in my high school catchment area, or show me activities that are throughout my county, or show me activities that are within a multi-county area, 21st Century Scholars Outreach region. Okay. And then when your member organizations log in now, they're going to come up with a page that says, do you want to be a CSC Scholar Success Program activity provider? They'll only see that one time, and then they'll say yes or no. If they say yes, then they'll be asked to sign these assurances. That are pretty straightforward. There's nothing, we've not had anybody have any questions about these at all. But that will only happen one time, and then they'll never see that question again. Okay, when your member organizations are entering activities, they'll be asked to say, is this a activity that would, at the end of the activity, kids would have completed a graduation plan, or kids would have had workplace experience, or whatever. And that, I'll probably say this again, but I just want to emphasize that in order to be an SSP activity, students have to have met the requirement at the end of the activity. So if I were to provide an SAT prep night, which I used to do in my school, so that is a great activity. But it is not an SSP activity because at the end of it, students have not taken the SAT. So So we need to make sure that to be an SSP activity, that the requirement is met at the end of the activity. Doesn't mean that those other activities aren't good activities, but they're not, by definition, an SSP activity. Okay. Conference on Learning. I want to talk about this. So the conference this year is February 26th. I am so excited about our keynotes. We have been waiting on one of our keynotes to confirm, and that's just happened yesterday. So I cannot wait to hear these guys. First of all, our morning keynote, Pasi Sahlberg, is the former Commissioner for Education in Finland. And you may remember us talking about how Finland has been, for years, among the top 3 and for a long time the #1 country in terms of math achievement and science achievement. And Pasi is now, he's no longer has a position. He is visiting professor at Harvard, and has just written a book called Lessons from Finland, you know, what the world can learn about increasing academic achievement from Finland. So he will be our opening keynote. He leaves us in between actually presenting in 2 different countries. But I'm so excited about having him. So I think that's going to be amazing. So very pleased to have him, and then equally as pleased to have Steve Braun. Steve is the brand new commissioner for the Department of Workforce Development, and it was very, very eager to present at the conference. We have filled him in on your work. He's very excited about the work that the coalitions are doing. He understands that businesses and economic development is at the table with you. We also talked with him about what we've been hearing from you about how the manufacturing communities in your counties have been so eager to have discussions about different types of post-secondary education and how it's not all 4-year, and how, you know, they've wanted to talk with educators about the skills and knowledge that's needed to be successful in their field. And really, it was the manufacturers in your communities that we've heard from through your work that really made us want to invite Steve to be a keynote. So he'll be our lunch keynote. And I would really encourage you to make sure your businesses and your economic development folks know that he's going to be there, because I think you would enjoy hearing him speak. And again, he's only been on the job since late November, so I'm just tickled that he's with us. So, and then the other part of the conference, as you know, is sessions that are all presented by practitioners. So there's no theory-based presenters. All, you know, who are out in the trenches doing the work. And about half of the breakout sessions will be on coalition topics. So, and then the other half deal with our other initiatives that are more focused on education. But it's a great time to bring community folks and, you know, who are working in the coalition, and then school people who are working in school improvement, and those initiatives together. So, and the other part is that if you would like to present a session, we're just finalizing our selection of sessions, but it would not be too late if you could get a session proposal into us this week. We always wait till the last minute to do this because we want to make sure that we've got the most current and timely topics at the conference. So if you've got stuff going on, you member organizations are doing cool stuff, or as a steering team, you know, you think you've you know, could offer advice to other steering teams, we'd love to have a session proposal from them. Okay, now you also have, again, 4 free registrations. So as a steering team, you'll need to decide who's going to get the 4 free registrations, and then on that screen there, you'll need to give them those codes. So in the codes where it says county, you would drop in your county name. So the codes are like CSC-Lake-1, CSC-Lake-2, and then -3 and -4. So each of the codes is a separate person. Okay. When the person is registering, they'll come up to a page that says, would you like to pay by purchase order or personal check? And then there's also that complimentary registration code. So your 4 people just type in their code there. So the deadline for getting your people registered is February 1st. On February 2nd, any free registration that's not used, we're going to redistribute. So if your county only has 3 of your people registered by February 1st, then February 2nd we'll be giving away their registration to another county. It also means on February 2nd that if you would like additional registrations for the county, call our office. It's going to be first come, first served. Well, last year I think we got 100 phone calls on that day, but we got them all distributed. So that would be great. So the question just came in, where is there a list of workshops and speakers on the website? If you go to that, the web address is there at the top, asainstitute.org/conference2015. That will pull out all the conference information. However, we're in the selection of the sessions, so we don't have any of the sessions online right now, but I suspect that in the next week or 2, those will all be completed. And if you have already turned in a session proposal, we're hoping this week, at the very latest next week, to have this all finalized, and then we'll notify you about your session proposal. Okay, but it's a great conference, so really encourage everybody to come. We also, if you end up paying for registrations, I think the registration is $75. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's we do it at cost. So, and most of our cost is, like the vast majority of our cost is to get our keynotes. Everything else you'll notice in our conference is kind of low budget. We do a typical conference, but we don't do multicolor brochures and stuff. We put our money into the program. So actually put your money into the program because you're paying for registration. So okay. Okay, so that kind of does it. Let's talk about the meeting that's coming up this month. I'm going to fix that meeting. This is kind of a show and tell meeting where members are coming to talk about what they've done in the past semester and then what they're doing in the upcoming semester. And then it also is where they're going to clean up the online system. So we've heard from a lot of companies that they'll do like lunch and learn meetings, but then at the end of the lunch and learn, they'll get everybody onto a computer and everybody cleans up their member activities. So here's how it goes. So the first part is the updates. Any updates that we included in what we just talked about that you'd like to add into this section, you could just cut and paste those slides into here. Then we're talking, kind of reviewing with people. We're saying, okay, this year, here's what we're doing. And in July, when we met with you last summer, we updated our strategic plan. So you may remember last July or August, we asked you to update your goals with data to come up with your concerns, but not work on activities yet. So we updated to target concerns. Then in August, we looked at the activities, we updated them, and kind of got everything, we did that kickoff meeting in August. And now we're wanting to look at, okay, how's it going? We rewrote the strategic plan, we got everything kicked off, and now we're going to check to say, okay, is everybody doing what they said we're going to do? So as a steering team, again, remember your role right now is as a mentor to your member organizations, as a coach to your member organization. Monitor, just like a basketball coach monitoring on how it's going, we want to monitor what are the member organizations doing. So that's this step. Okay. In May, we're going to do the same thing. We're monitoring now, we're going to come back, meet with everybody for lunch or how we do it again in May, and just monitor again. Okay, so first part of your meeting is just member-to-member sharing. So giving everybody a chance to talk about, all the cool things that they did to promote post-secondary access and success in the first semester and coming up in the semester. What's really fun about this is that it's an alumni county. In this section, people will start to figure out where they can work together For example, in County, they had a bunch of organizations come together to put on a luncheon for girls in their county about that opportunity. So your member organization will start to learn where they can combine resources, they're replicating each other's work, or where they can help promote each other's work. So this kind of show and tell part is really a nice part of your also, it's kind of from accountability. One of the member organizations didn't follow through on what they said they were going to do, and now it's their turn to talk, and they're just kind of sitting there like, oh, we didn't do it. It puts a bit of pressure on them. So we found that just having that peer-to-peer accountability will get people to remember to do what they said they were going to do. So, okay. So that's the first thing, just the show and tell part. The second part is to look at today's task, which is to document the implementation of your first semester activities. So you're talking about, you're saying, okay, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to clean up activities that are already in there. So now everybody's on the computer, you're saying to folks, okay, let's work together, don't look ahead of me because I want to make sure everybody's going to the right page, and I'm going to give instructions on the pages as we go. So they're going to click Member Organization Login. And then on the next page, they're going to enter their username and password, and you're pointing out that if they've forgotten to, they could type it in there. One thing that will happen is if they forgot their username or password, the reset instructions are going to go to the contact person for their member organization. And if the person at your meeting is not the contact person, then they won't be able to reset the password. So workaround for that. We gave you a tool in the steering team section so that you can change the contact person. So if John's the contact person, but Sally is there, you can temporarily change the contact person to Sally. Sally reset the passwords, and then if she's reset the password, then change the contact person back to John. So I always suggest that you have more than one steering team member that knows how to do this, so that and bog down your meeting. Also, we found that a lot of counties are starting to ask Debbie to be on call during their meetings so that if the technology, they get stuck on the technology, they can quick call Debbie to get ready to take any questions that you might have about the technology. So that's fine. I know when I'm presenting with you guys, I always do that. I have our staff on call, so if I get stuck, I can quick call our tech people and be right away. So, okay. So as you log in, then you're asking the question. And then you're saying, okay, there's only one edit column. Click on that. And then up the activities. And got an activity where they can, got a link where they can edit their activities. And then they've also got a button we want them to see where they can do the activity. So I want them to go in and click the edit icon. And when they do that, the instruction we want to give them is sure that they have edited the activity dates. Because the dates that they have there are for the past activities, and now we're a year beyond. And so we want to put in the and then there's the windows for the games. Okay, and then the other thing that they have to, this was not in there. This section was not in there the first time that they put the activity in. So every activity that's in there, if they want to be an SP provider, okay, at the end of this activity, the kids will have a graduation band, so maybe that's a school, just like that. Or at the end of this activity, kids will be place experience, this one. So this is new in a definition of any of these areas, so icon finds what that activity is. Okay. I have any questions on that. Okay. So just a couple minutes here. I know we're just looking over Also, if they want to add new activities, they're adding those activities. Okay, and the progress report is really simple. On their website, they're going to click Our Progress, and then they're going to click the years are wrong on this slide. Add new activity, the years are wrong on this slide, but you'll get the idea. They're going to click the Edit button, and then here's what it's going to say. Was this activity fully implemented? Yes. How many people participated? Did it have it? Okay, and then finally, there's a slide for your upcoming niche. And that's it. Okay, so I'm just going to speed right along here. I do want to show you the on your page. Let's see, I'm logged in as Lawrence County. Meeting dates, and just want to show you the phone out here. On the Process tab, this is, and I would suggest you always go to the Process tab. I'm going to scroll down to January, and you'll see the first step is to watch the webinar, which is the one we're recording right now. So the webinar that we're recording will appear here, then you will conduct meeting 3 tools. If you click this, that'll open up the manual that has the tools for you. Then you're going to, there's a line where you would enter the minutes for your January meeting. And again, if your steering team has not been engaged, this would be a great way to let us know that you're re-engaging, is to make sure those minutes in there. And then just a reminder, you submit them here, and that will we'll let Debbie know that you'd like us to look at your minutes, and then we'll give you a comment out here to speed, or we have a suggestion or whatever. Then you're going to your steering team mid your progress report. So let me go in and show you that. This is not the member activities. This is your activities, and here it is, 2014 year activity progress report. You just click on that. Here's the activities that you were planning to do, and then you would just say, if you did them or not, and the impacts that they had as a steering team. And then the next step is to, this is going to say review. I just asked our staff this morning to change this word. Review the member activities mid-year progress report. Matter of fact, if I refresh this, that's probably already saying it already says review. But I can, go in and click Enter Edit, and that is, there we go. That is entering that, and then you can see that collision activity summary, and we need to look at the member activity progress report. And let me refresh it real quick, because that was another one we were going to make changes on this morning. Yeah, it's going to be slow. So it's going to look a little bit different when you come in. The steering team, we put all of the it's going to be member activities. You can go in here and look at the report. Here is all of the different organizations that said that they were going to do things in the last semester. And then, of course, nobody's done progress reports because we haven't had that meeting with them. But this will, give you an idea of who's done progress reports and who has not. So, okay, and then again, when you're ready for us to see that your member organizations are, doing their activities, and you can just hit the submit button. That will give us a heads up that you're engaged and your members are engaged, and everything's going smoothly. So if you're not engaged, not common for coalition to get going, and then people turn over, people busy, and things fall off. But if that's the case, let's get enrolled in that restart refresh opportunity. see who has questions. One question should be available later today at 12 o'clock, so it probably will be available first thing tomorrow. Okay, and you saw where to find it on the page. One other thing, you had asked about where to find the Restart application. Let me go in and we'll look at that. So I'm typing in learnmoreindiana.org/CSC. And again, my computer is being so slow, I don't know what's up with that. But here's the public page, and it will be click that, and if we were to look at the whole application, here's the application. So on the first page, you're just putting your steering members, who's there, and then you're saying that you agree to training and submit the submissions, and that kind of stuff. So it's a really easy application. It shouldn't take you more than 5 minutes. Okay, what other questions do people have? Okay, I'm not seeing. So don't call me if you're new or you need Debbie's phone number. She is the CSC Strategic Planning Specialist, and her phone number is 812-349-4142. 812-349-4142. So you give her a call, or her email address is Howell, HOWELL, at Institute. So call Debbie immediately if you have any questions, if you're confused, if you're hesitant, if you just want to talk first. That's her job, is to help you and to be there for you. Okay, thanks everybody. I'm going to go ahead and close down, and I know you're all doing this work as volunteers, and I really appreciate your learners and your folks who work in economic development and your students. Thank you for volunteering to do this work. Okay, thanks.